For the next 31 days, I want to take you all behind the scenes with me as I document my journey as a new first-time mom. I really hope you all enjoy my transparency as I plan to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. So with that being said, let's jump right into the series and don't forget to subscribe. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the vlog. Or welcome to the vlog, or welcome to another vlog, however you want to say it, but welcome. So today's the 28th. You guys know I kept saying that she's going to be here on the 27th. That didn't happen. So it's looking like she might be here when they said, which is December 2nd. Or God just may give my husband his way and she'll be here December 1st. So we'll see. He kind of wants it to be like her birthday to be like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we'll see. Whew, you guys have to pardon my voice. I always sound crazy when I first start, or when I first wake up. But this is beyond that. This is deeper than that. And we'll talk about that. But yeah, I'm ready for her to be here. I've been the most uncomfortable throughout this entire pregnancy, these last 5 days, 7 days, whatever. So I'm ready. And I think that it's God's way of like giving me strength and courage to push her out, because I've been dreading that. And I've been like, no, we could take our time. Now I'm like, nope, we got to do this. She got to come out. So he has a sense of humor for sure. It's been pretty bad. It's been pretty bad for me. Like, I think that, one second. I think that a lot of other women have had it harder than I have. But for me, this is pretty. This is enough for me to say I'm done. Okay, like I'm ready. So what's been going on? Well, on Thanksgiving Day, I think like my body was trying to communicate to me that I needed to slow down, because by the time I got home, I felt really like my muscles were aching. It almost felt like I was trying to come down with a cold. I felt like I kind of had a fever. I was really tired. So anyway, I got some rest and I felt back to myself like the next day, towards the end of the day, because I had slept like all throughout the day. So I knew I needed to just get some rest. But then lately, I've been going back and forth between heartburn and sore throats, and been having a lot of stuff come up. But it's good that it's coming up, so I have to keep blowing my nose, or when I cough or when I spit or whatever, stuff is coming up. So that's good, right? But I read that the sore throat can be caused from the heartburn, and I hope that that's the case. I don't feel like I'm sick. I don't feel like I'm coming down with anything so much as I did on, like I said, on Thanksgiving. I kind of felt that it was that, but now I just feel like it's just side effects. I don't want to freak out or get too concerned, because once I start going and like I took my shower, I'm drinking my tea. Once I start getting myself going for the day, I usually feel back to normal. And when I say get myself going, I'm not really doing anything. I've been resting, but it just takes a few hours after I wake up to kind of get back to myself. So that's what's been going on with me. I did at first, I thought it was the window, so I put plastic up because we did have like a draft coming through. And that's why I wanted to move her crib away from the window. But now I'm starting to think it has nothing to do with that. But the plastic is up, so that's good. Aside from that, our bags are packed. My husband just packed his. I didn't even think about him. I was like, you ought to pack a bag. So he packed his yesterday. And we have our doctor's appointment tomorrow, where they talked about discussing induction options. And I think I'm going to go for it, because at first I was like, nah, she's going to come when she's ready, which I still believe she would. But I think I'm ready. So I don't know. I might just go for it. But aside from that, I ordered this bottle warmer, and I'm excited. This was like the last component that I needed to complete my breastfeeding essentials. I wanted to wait till the end to get it, because I wanted to focus on priorities first. And I know that women have in the past been fine without bottle warmers. I think that this is just an added luxury. It's not a necessity. So I needed to get the things I needed first out the way. And if I could, I was going to go ahead and get that, which I think will be a big help for my husband because he's the one who's going to need to do the bottles. I'm going to breastfeed. So you just put the frozen milk bag in the warmer and press thaw, and in a couple minutes, it's good to go. So I think that's really cool. I wish they had it in pink, but this is what it looks like. It's this green color, mint color, which is a pretty color. I just wish they had it in pink. But yeah, I was able to get it with an Amazon exchange because I had a duplicate item. So it was pretty much an even exchange, and it came really quickly. So I'm excited about that. I did all of my grooming things. I soaked my feet and got my feet right, shaved and all that. So we're hospital ready. And yeah, that's pretty much where we are. Like I said, today's the 28th. Hopefully she'll be here 1st or the 2nd. And then you guys will get to meet her. And I appreciate you guys for praying for me and all of the things. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. And the next clip probably will be once she's actually here. I decided not to vlog this week. I wanted to just take things easy. So I've been resting, so no need to worry. And all is well. So catch you guys later.
I see you in everything. You're working it all out for me. Oh, what can I do but sing and give to you all the glory? You put all my fears to rest. I bring to you my anxiety. Oh, I am forever blessed. Your passion is always chasing me.
Whew. All right. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the vlog. Today is Thursday the 30th. And so yesterday we had our doctor's appointment, and unfortunately, I'm only 1 centimeter dilated. So I was really disappointed. I thought at least maybe 2 centimeters, which I know 1, 2, no big difference, but I just felt like, I don't know, it just wasn't what I was wanting to hear. So we have to go back to the drawing board because they said basically they would call me next week, Thursday or Friday, and we would start with going forward with the inducing process. So I don't want to wait another week. So we're exercising today, and I actually started exercising last night, and it made a difference. I actually had some painful contractions last night. I kept waking up. It felt like every hour, while meanwhile my husband was just sleeping like a baby. So yeah, I've been up for a while. I've been up since probably 4 or something in the morning. It's probably 8:30 or so. I don't know, but it's been a while. I took a shower, I put on some workout clothes, and I'm ready to get it in. So these workouts are really trying me, so I'm taking a lot of breaks, and that's fine as long as I'm doing something more than what I've been doing. But we're gonna get her out. I don't want to wait until next week, and I really don't think I want to be induced. I just rather her come. So we working together, you know. She told me she ready to come out. She just needed my help, so that's what I'm showing up here to do. So we're gonna get her out before next Friday in Jesus' name. However, in terms of Vlogmas, with her not being here, it kind of changes things. I had a whole different plan, and now if she's not here, I don't know what to film because I don't have much else going on. So you'll have to bear with me. I'll probably have to do a couple of sporadic videos like instead of day by day, I might have to do, you know, a few days at a time. Um, but we'll see. But I really don't want her to get much bigger. I believe she's probably 7 pounds, and that's my cap. So with that being said, we're gonna get into this workout. I will have you guys know the sore throat thing has passed. I do sound a little still raspy, and stuff is still coming up, but I feel fine, and I didn't have heartburn yesterday. Um, it switched over to contractions, and so I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily better, but anyway, we're gonna get into this workout. So let's do it.
You got it. Nice work. It's 1 minute of work. You want to maintain that heart rate. I want to be able to continue to talk to you. We're going to use the talk test, right? This is your minute. Do with it what you choose. You got it. You just keep moving. One exercise, one rep at a time. 10, 9, 8, you got this. 7, you are so strong, mama. Yes, you can. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, recover. Woo. Walk it off, walk it off. Nice work. I'm gonna set my step off to the side here.
I know, but it ain't like that. Good board.
Look up.
He dribbling well. Oh, his mic. Okay. Okay. There you go. Okay. Hopefully this is better. Good morning. I tried to do this in the room, but the lighting was, whew, child. So, today's what? Friday. So yesterday, Jaden had a basketball game. It was really fun to watch. They won. I was really impressed. The team as a collective just they looked really good. Like for a freshman team, you know, it's usually hard to watch and a lot of running in circles, but no, they looked solid. So I was glad about that. He did well. I think he had about 10 points or so. And it was the first game actually went to a scrimmage before, but it was the first official game that I went to. So it's a tournament. It's like a 3-day thing. So they'll have another game today and another game tomorrow. I may not go to those. These games do add up. But I will say I was contracting a lot while we were there. And then when we got home, I was perfectly fine. So obviously there's still no baby. I'm actually sitting on one of those exercise balls right now. And so I'm just going to kind of rock if that's okay with y'all. But I just wanted to kind of come on here and talk to you guys to close out this vlog. I just had some things on my mind, and I didn't realize today was December 1st. So I'm going to try to get this vlog posted as soon as I'm done. And I don't quite know where to start because, man. But it all stems from just becoming a mommy. I've been really just thinking about a lot of things, seeing life from a different perspective. I've been paying close attention to everything around me and examples that I see around me, and man. So I was up I was going to say late last night, but pretty early this morning, I guess. I was up till like 3 something, and I was in prayer. And I know everyone that watches my channel doesn't believe, but I'm a believer, by the way, and I'm not ashamed to share my faith. So I'm going to be talking a lot about that. But yeah, I was just in a place of amazement at how God has shown up over the past 9 months. Now, again, like I've said this before, but God, he's always shown up for us. We've never went lacking, but it just hits different when you're carrying a life. And I've shared this too. I resisted having a child for so long because I just never felt financially that we could afford to. And even before meeting my husband, I was kind of anti children. So that's one of the things we quickly talked about, like on our first date, that I didn't want any children. Um, and I know somebody's probably wondering, why would you marry a man with 2 kids if you didn't want any children? Let me also talk about being a stepmom for a second, because I don't really see too many people talk about that either. Being a stepmom has been, if I'm honest, it's been kind of rocky. We're at a good place now, but just, and I'm not even talking about the relationship that I have with the boys. I'm talking about the parenting aspect of it. It's difficult when you have a child being raised in 2 different households and on 2 different accords, and it's been rocky, and that's why I get so excited to see Jaden doing so well, not just as an athlete, but just as a human being. It's been a journey, and if you've been around long enough, you would have heard me like keep him in prayer or keep us in prayer as we, are raising him, because it's been rocky. We've dealt with a lot of different behavior things, and just to see the transition, I mentioned it before. So, and a lot of these things I've mentioned, but Jaden's currently with us full time right now, and the shift that I've seen in this young man is amazing. Um, I'm excited for his academic. Uh, I'm excited for him academically because he's making his grades, and he's not just making the requirement, but he's exceeding the expectation. I'm excited for him as an athlete because he's doing well. He's putting forth the effort. It's taken a lot to go to all these practices. And, he comes home exhausted, but he gets up and he does it every day faithfully. And I know it's draining, but he's finding like contentment and doing it, even from when he was doing football, the weight training at 7 in the morning till practices till 8:30 p.m. And, it's just, and then keeping his grades up, and then just seeing his character change, seeing his relationship with his dad grow stronger, and him being more affectionate. It's a transition for sure. And I know it's only God. And God is really in the details, because that's one of the things that I wouldn't say I wrote it off, but I didn't know if God was going to do it so quickly, and to see that, man, it's a 360. It's completely different these days. And that's one of the reasons why even I'm excited to see the transition once our baby girl gets here, because I think even that is going to change their hearts, and it's going to open up another layer to these boys. They're so used to dealing with little boy cousins, or you know, just boys. I think I asked Jaden, I think he said they have one little girl in the family on their mom's side, and that's it. Like everyone else, they're all boys. So I'm going to be able to see how this changes their hearts and soften their hearts in even a deeper way. And I'm really excited about that. But prayer works. So like I was saying, even with, as we've been married for now going on 7 years. It'll be 7 years in February. Just seeing how God has shown up in the lives of the boys, and shown up for us and in our marriage, but specifically in our finances. Like I share all the time, we struggle. And I don't think it's uncommon to struggle financially. Um, I don't see a whole lot of it being like publicly talked about, but Instagram and YouTube and all of that, it's a highlight reel. And then also too, you're only gonna see in your feed like those that have arrived on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna see the struggling YouTuber that's trying to create a name for themselves. You're gonna see the ones that live these glamorous lives. And I mean, it all depends on what you watch to the algorithms, but on your For You page, you're gonna see the ones that are financially like in a good place, and you're gonna see the young people that are doing something amazing with their life. But like the regular people like myself, I probably am not gonna pop up on page one in the vlogs for Vlogmas, you know? And so there are people out there who live regular lives that we just don't see. And I'm one of those people. And so, but I was thanking God because He has provided throughout this pregnancy. And I had some hard days. I had some struggling days where I couldn't formulate the words. I was like, God, where are you? Because it it was specifically for God that I decided to have this baby. You know, like there was a part of me that wanted it, but that part of me I could have put to the side and overrode those feelings. I decided to surrender my heart to the Lord and say, okay, God, I'll trust you in this area. And as soon as I did that, things started to kind of go backwards. And I was like, God, why would you allow all of this to happen now? Like we just came to like this agreement that I would surrender and trust you to show up for us financially as I surrendered this part of my life. And now it seems like we're going in the opposite direction. And I think that it was intentional. I believe that God is really trying to work that out of me because it's something I've struggled with for years. Um, is trusting Him to provide for us, and specifically with this house that we live in. And I've shared this too, but we didn't qualify, and honestly, on paper, we still don't. But when we got this house, it was a God thing, and I know that doesn't make sense naturally, but that's the point. God doesn't do things that make sense. And so, we applied, we put in our 30-day notice at our apartment. We applied for a bunch of places. We had people laugh at us. Finally, we got to have an in-person meeting with the landlord for this house. She was like, I love you guys. I want y'all to have the house, submit the paperwork, and we'll go forward. We submitted the paperwork. She gives us a call and says it's not going to work because I can't make it make sense on paper. She calls us back 5 minutes later and was like, something tells me to take a chance with you two. This was like day 27, something like that. Like we was really at the last end of the stretch of the road and trying to figure out where we was going to go. So we ended up in this house that was double the amount of the apartment we were paying for, that we could barely afford to pay for. And God sustained us, and we've been here for 4 years. And so that was one of the main things that I thought about when I surrendered this decision to have a baby. I was like, okay, God, because I've seen you show up and pay our rent, and not just pay our rent, nothing has gotten cut off, which is a blessing. And sometimes you have to flush the toilet by faith, but it's always flushed, praise the Lord. So, but yeah, so I was like, okay, God, because of this, I'll do this. So we ended up getting pregnant right away, and immediately things started to spiral backwards. And I was like, no, God, like, this wasn't the plan. Like, this ain't right. Where are you? Why would you do this to me now? And God has provided to the 11:59th hour. And it's been crazy to watch, but it just opened my mind. It opens up my eyes as a parent now, to see the character of God as a father. It just, I don't know, it just does something to me. So the reason I even got on that last night was because I had a desire to go to Jaden's basketball game, but I didn't have the funds to go to Jaden's basketball game. So I was like, what are we gonna do? How am I gonna get there? And out of the blue, because I had been thinking about it all week, and I had been looking around, seeing what I could post on Facebook Marketplace. That's kind of my go-to thing. And I have sold everything I could think of, y'all. And there's a couple things I could sell, but I'd rather keep. So I had this item posted for months. I mean, months. I mean, probably close to a year. And I've reposted it, so it hasn't just been, the old post hasn't just been sitting for a year. But I think the first time I posted this particular item has been like a year ago, close to it. And out the blue, somebody just was like, hey, is this still available? what? And I've had several inquiries, but no one has ever followed through until last night. And I was just thinking, I was laughing to myself like that is crazy. That was it wasn't a coincidence. Like I told God this was the desire of my heart to go to this game. I knew I couldn't go to too many more games after this, and God made it happen. And I did not know how He was going to do it. I just know I wanted to go. So that's kind of how that whole thing started. And I was just looking back over the past 9 months, just thinking about everything that we've been through. It's been hard. Ooh, child. I don't wish this on anybody. And I know a lot of people go through, and I know sometimes, from the outside looking in, you might not realize how hard it's been for us because we don't look like our bank account. We don't look like our situation. And that's why it was so heartbreaking when, the stuff happened with the car, because I was finally getting my joy back. And I was like, I was getting excited and everything looked like it was in line. And then it seems like every time we get to that point, something dramatic just happens. But I don't know what God is trying to exactly do, but I know there's still some breaking that needs to happen in me. And I truly believe that, like, if not this next year, these next couple of years is going to be our breakthrough season, to where we're not going to have to go through the way we've gone through. But I don't believe He would have allowed the breakthrough to come if I would have never surrendered to have my baby girl. I think that was the turning point. And I think that once she gets here, things are going to begin to shift for us. But yeah, it's just He's developing something in me, and He takes everybody through on their own journey. And I don't think that it's an accident or a coincidence, or I don't even want to blame the devil at this point, because I think it's a God thing that we've gone through the way that we have. Um, I had someone mention to me in the comments, and I know it was from a good place, or oh, I didn't take offense to it, but she mentioned a few different things to as Christians that we should be aware of. And one of the things was that she mentioned that, we got to be tithe payers. And I will say we are faithful in our tithe paying and seed sowing. We go above and beyond our tithe. And so I know it's not that. I just truly do believe that this is what God has intended for us because of what He has in store, for where He's trying to take us to. I think He couldn't have gotten us there without going through our struggle season. And now, like, my daughter's my reason. I'm gonna be able to show up in a way that I couldn't show up before, because now I'm gonna see her and hear her breathe and hear her cry. And I don't know, I think my drive is gonna increase, and the the burden to make my business, not even to make my business, but to pursue my business, has everything is just different. I see things so differently. I can't even really articulate it, but I know moms out there, I know what I'm talking about when I say that. You see your child, and now it's like there's no excuses. Like it's go time. So, excuse me, you guys, but that's where I'm at. So I'm really excited about her. Um, Man, I was gonna also say this. I'm fully aware of what the enemy is gonna try to do in my mind once she gets here, because I do know it's gonna be a transition, and I'm not naive, and I know postpartum depression is real, and I know that the enemy is crafty, and I know he's gonna use that to try to take me out, because the battle is not it's not over yet. I still have some fight to fight. And I think that, as believers, that's one thing that we have to really understand, is it's always going to be a fight. The enemy he's not giving up. He's not going to stop. His only goal is to still kill and destroy. And until he accomplishes his goal, he's not going to stop. But as long as we're fighting, he's never going to accomplish that goal. And so I know he's going to try to attack me with depression. And so that's partly why my voice is trying to go out. That's partly why I'm even doing these vlogs, because I'm going to show up. My plan is to show up despite how I feel, and to be a testimony, a living example of just what it is. And so, no, I don't show up perfectly. I'm not always dolled up or whatever the case might be, but this is my journey. This is the transparent part of it. So that's why I try to just shake it off when I watch the films back and I'm like, ooh, my lips were dry. Ooh, my hair is this. Ooh, like those things don't matter. That's not why I'm doing this. I'm not even doing it so much for the money. I make a couple bucks off of each vlog, if that. Excuse me. So yeah, so we just gotta fight. I wanted to invite you guys to join our church on our fast. We do it every year. Usually, we used to do it in January, but now we do it in December. So on December 3rd, we're starting a corporate fast from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. It's a let the Lord lead you fast. So you gotta seek the Lord to see what rules He gives you specifically. Obviously, I'm going to be breastfeeding, so I'm not going to really do a food fast, but I will be giving up some things and focusing on getting back in my word. Something I always struggle with is staying in my word, just being honest. Um, but I'm excited for it because I already know the fight is coming. So me on this fast is going to help me fight and help me, win this battle, this war. Because my whole life is going to change. And I so want to get back into flipping furniture regularly, but I know I just got to find the balance. And, whenever the winter time comes, it gets hard as it is to even flip furniture. And so I know I'm going to have all these things, trying to breastfeed now, having a pump every 2 hours. It's going to be a lot. I'm not naive to that at all, but I know I have the best partner, and I know my Heavenly Father is going to give me wisdom in this whole thing. So I'm excited. So I'm going to try to show up for you guys transparently and show you guys what's really going on. And I hope you guys enjoy. And I know I've been talking for about 20 minutes now, so I'm going to have to end it here. I pray this came out the way I needed it to come out. But yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit of my heart. I love you guys. Thank you so much for staying tuned to the end. And I'll see you in my next video.